All right, Tigers, almost to the last test of the year. We're getting close to that STAR test. We're going to be going over the Unit 5C 6A review. Now, a couple of things I want to go ahead and talk about here. Please keep in mind, I'll do this on several of the videos, that whenever we're doing quadratic formula, the actual true quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Oh, I'm sorry, I was off the screen. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. In class, we shortened that a little bit. Actually, we split it up into two different formulas. The discriminant equation was b squared minus 4ac. Just everything from underneath the square root we put into its own equation. And then we did x equals negative b plus or minus square root d all over 2a. And the reason that we did that was because there were some questions that asked us to find the discriminant and make decisions based on the discriminant. Also because when we do this whole thing out long this way, it can get kind of long and confusing, and we want to try to avoid that. So we calculate the d, then we plug it into x. Same formula, it's just that I pulled out the discriminant into a separate one. An example of one that does things based on the discriminant is number 3, find the discriminant of the quadratic function. So we're doing that anyway in the natural process. If you don't have this memorized, don't worry, it'll be on the formula chart. Okay, we got the formula chart on the wall. We got the ones we're going to be passing out. I'll even put it on the board just to make sure you have it. B squared negative b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That being said, let's move on to number 1. The quadratic formula. Oh, also, I apologize. Realize I'm going to be this entire time using my phone app as my calculator. So if you do not remember how to get or know how to get that on your phone and you'd like to, realize I've got a playlist telling you exactly how to get that on there. So go ahead and go back to my playlist, and it tells you how to get it on Android and on your Windows phone. So let's see. Number 1, quadratic formula. First thing we want to find is our a, b, and c values. All right, what is my a values? Or what's my a value?
1.
Thank you, 1. How about b?
4.
Thank you, 4. And c? Negative 17. Awesome. All right. Now let's plug it in. Find that discriminant. B squared minus 4ac. Please get used to writing the formula out. It helps you make fewer mistakes. Okay, plug it in. Make sure you're replacing everything with parentheses. B is 4 minus 4 squared, times A is 1 times C, negative 17. Okay, simplify. 4 squared, 16. Now, care about the sign in a second. 4 times 1 times 17. Ooh, thank you, 68. All right. Now, negative and a negative makes a positive. So 16 plus 68. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and finish that off. 16 plus 68 is? I'm sorry? 84. Thank you. My discriminant equals 84. Now, when my discriminant is positive, what does that tell me about the problem? It has 2 answers, 2 real answers. All right, moving on. Now we know we have 2 real answers. X equals negative b plus or minus square root d all over 2a. Okay, negative b is 4 plus or minus square root of d, 84, all over 2 times 1. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Simplify that. Now, final answer as an exact answer in simplest form. Now, that means we're not going to round our square root. We're going to leave it as a square root, and we got to simplify this stuff up. Negative 4 becomes negative 4 plus or minus We're not going to clean this up unless it actually is a nice square root, but it's not. So 84 all over 2. Now also keep in mind that later on in the year, when we're getting you guys the last couple weeks after the STAR test, getting ready for geometry, one of the things we're going to cover is how to simplify this square root. But for now, since we don't have the skills for it, just leave it as square root 84. When it comes to the actual STAR test, if that did come up, that square roots are written in weird ways, type them in the calculator, get decimals out of them, and you can always check your answer to the actual problem itself. So for now, we're considering this simplest form. Realize there is a further simplification we can do, but we're not covering that just yet.